All right, what's good, everyone? Today we're learning about the 10 best diets to boost testosterone and muscle fast. We're going to focus on that testosterone claim because I find that very interesting. Let's go.
Hey guys, what's going on? Megan here. We're going to rank the 10 most popular diets based on their ability to increase testosterone, muscle, and performance. Number 1, let's start with the Pescatarian diet. So that's an all fish or mainly fish diet. I'm going to put it in B tier, and that's mainly because it gives you plenty of high quality protein, plenty of good quality fats, especially omega-3s, which a lot of you guys are deficient in. It gives you a decent amount of vitamins and minerals, but the reason why it's not higher is because it does not give you enough carbohydrates, enough nutrient-dense carbohydrates, which are crucial for performance, especially if you train a lot, you're very active, you exercise.
Nutrient-dense carbohydrates. I can't think of a single carbohydrate besides raw milk that's nutrient-dense, and maybe liver. Liver actually has some carbohydrate. What's an example of a single carbohydrate that's nutrient-dense? Every single carbohydrate besides raw milk and liver and, maybe some muscle glycogen, every other carbohydrate, fruits, grains, etc., missing 15 micronutrients, no cholesterol, vitamin A, D, K2, no B12, most of them have anti-nutrients. Makes no sense.
A lot. It gives you a decent amount of zinc, but not as much as I prefer, and it is not sustainable long term, right? You want to pick diets that are sustainable for the rest of your lifetime. So
the Inuit eat almost 100% raw seafood, maybe some juniper berries, very rarely. They don't need those for nutrition though. The Inuit eat almost 100% raw seafood. How is that not sustainable if they've been doing it for thousands of years?
I put that in B tier. Next, a vegan diet for testosterone. I'm going to put that in C tier. And the only reason why it's not lower is because it does check a lot of the items on the box, right? So it gives you good quality vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, a decent amount of nutrient-dense carbohydrates and fiber, but it does not give you
Someone just shoot me. What?
Gives you good quality vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, a decent amount of nutrient-dense carbohydrates.
It gives you pro-oxidants, firstly. You need to understand that. This guy and his antioxidants, man. If you eat something, right, and then your body endogenously creates antioxidants, that means it's acting as a pro-oxidant. And this is well understood, well established. The antioxidants in grass-fed meat versus plants are not the same. Also, a vegan diet is missing vitamin A, D, K2, B12, taurine, creatine, carnosine, cholesterol, CoQ10. It's missing saturated fat for ketone production, which is the most effective way to live as a human. And it's full of anti-nutrients, indigestible fiber that messes up your gut. Vegan is straight to F tier. Again, 95% of vegans quit after 5 years because it's a deathly malnutrition, anti-nature diet.
Carbohydrates and fiber, but it does not give you enough high-quality protein unless you eat a crap ton of various soy products and beans and things like that. You really got to be very careful when you want to.
Yes, eat the tofu full of phytoestrogens, even though it does have the 9 amino acids in poor proportion. So you have to eat pounds and pounds of tofu a day to even meet your amino acid requirements, which no one actually is able to do.
If you're trying to get high quality protein, it does not give you a high zinc to phytate ratio, right? So the little zinc that you actually get from the diet is not going to be properly absorbed because of the high phytic acid content of the vegan.
Okay.
It is not sustainable.
There we go.
And it does not give you enough high quality fats. You're going to get some MUFAs, right? You're going to get some monounsaturated fats, but you're not going to get enough saturated.
You're going to get a lot of PUFAs as well.
You get the reads depending on how careful you are with your planning. So
there are no DHA or EPA in plants. Sorry. Only ALA, which you need ALA, but you do need exogenous ALA, a very small amount. But you also need EPA and DHA, and the conversion rate of ALA to EPA and DHA, the other animal-based omega-3s, I have the studies linked in my resources tab. The conversion rate is 5 to 3%, very low.
Right, that are too restrictive and that require way too much attention to detail in order for you to be optimal. Next, the standard bodybuilder diet, right? The chicken, broccoli, and rice diet. I'm going to put that in C tier, right?
Garbage.
Right? It's destroyed the health of so many men, right? So number 1, it does not give you enough vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. Believe it or not, the basic chicken, broccoli, and rice diet is very deficient in micronutrients. You're going to get some, but not others. You're not getting enough zinc, and you're not getting enough high-quality fats. Right, because it tends to be very low.
Okay.
You guys gotta remember that.
Nice.
The bodybuilder diet is mainly for people who are on steroids that don't need as much density.
Okay, here we go.
Not producing that one testosterone, they're injecting it, right? So they could eat a very low fat diet. They could eat a very low
100%, absolutely.
Key vitamins, minerals.
Okay, well said.
Again, that do not have to worry about testosterone production endogenously. Next, we have the Paleo diet, aka the caveman diet. So let's see, you're getting plenty of high quality protein, you're getting some high quality fats, you're getting vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, and you're also getting plenty of zinc. The only issue is, again, you're not getting a high amount of nutrient-dense carbohydrates, which is going to impair performance if you're very active. So I'm going to put that in A tier. Next.
Okay, this claim that no carbs inhibits your performance, even endurance activity, actually there's some good arguments that no carbohydrates better. Like, for example, look at the ultra marathon world record holder 100-mile run. The best time for the 100-mile run was on a ketogenic diet, because again, you have demand-driven gluconeogenesis to supply you with glucose as you need it. Again, you're tapped into your fat stores, which have 100 times more energy capacity than your glycogen stores. The people who, people touch on motor recruitment units and people touch on, muscle glycogen, they have never tried actually being fat adapted for a long time. As you use fat as your energy source for longer and longer, you get more and more efficient at it filling up your muscle glycogen, at you using it for your carbohydrate source.
Next, we have a keto diet, high amount of nutrient-dense carbohydrates. That's deficient in key vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, because again, they do not have to worry about testosterone production endogenously. Next, we have the Paleo diet, aka the caveman diet. So let's see, you're getting plenty of high quality protein, you're getting some high quality fats, You're getting vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, and you're also getting plenty of zinc. The only issue is, again, you're not getting a high amount of nutrient-dense carbohydrates, which is going to impair performance. If you keto diet, very low carb, high protein, high fat. So let's say you're getting a lot
Keto diet, okay.
of fats. You are getting plenty of bioavailable zinc since you're not getting a lot of phytic acid. The only issue is it is not sustainable, and obviously you're not getting a lot of nutrient.
Why not?
Carbohydrates, right? And it's kind of iffy on the vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants.
You have to support that claim. You said it's not sustainable, not support your claim.
You're gonna have to supplement a lot to cover those holes. And again, a diet where you have to supplement in order for it to work.
If you guys notice on my videos, I'm a big fan of the thing we learned in 6th grade called claim, evidence, and reasoning. So when I say something's unhealthy, I give the reasoning, like it's missing this, and then I often will give the evidence downlinked below that my claim, evidence, and reasoning is sufficient. You can't just say it's unsustainable and then move on. You have to explain what's the mechanism that makes it unsustainable. What's your reasoning and evidence for that claim?
To your crappy diet. So I'm going to put it in B tier. I'm tempted to put it in C tier, but I put it in B tier. Gotta be.
Even though your ancestors lived around 90% of their life on a ketogenic diet.
Next, intermittent fasting. Guys, intermittent fasting is not really a diet. It's just a structured way of eating your diet, right? So you can do intermittent fasting with a vegan diet.
Intermittent starving.
Diet, right? So it's gonna be very hard to rank intermittent fasting because, again, it depends on what you're actually eating. So I'm just going to put it in B tier, right? It depends, right? If you're doing intermittent fasting with a diet in the A tier category, then that's going to go in A tier. If you're doing intermittent fasting with a vegan diet, then it's going to go in C tier, right? So I'm going to put that right there in the middle. Next, you have a carnivore diet. Let's see, you're getting plenty of protein, you're getting plenty of fats, except for omega-3s. You're getting a ton of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, again, except for the ones you can only.
What do you mean, man? A quote-unquote carnivore diet does include fish. It does include eggs, which have all the omega-3s you could ever ask for. But
in plant foods, so that's already 2 red flags. You're not getting enough nutrient-dense carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, again, except for the ones you can see. You're getting plenty of protein, you're getting plenty of fats, except for omega-3s. You're getting a ton of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, again, except for the ones you can only get in plant foods. So that's already 2 red flags.
There's not a single nutrient in plants that's not in animals that you need as a human. Name one.
You're not getting enough nutrient-dense carbohydrates to fuel performance, but you are
nutrient-dense carbohydrates. The cortisol garbage, the T3 to T4 garbage. Such a joke. Yeah, name one process that exogenous carbohydrates are required for in terms of boosting your testosterone. Just name one process, because there isn't one.
Plenty of zinc, right? And last but not least, it's not sustainable long term, right? It's not, unless you have medical conditions that require you to eliminate entire macro groups. It's not sustainable long term. So I'm gonna put.
So yeah, the people who go on a carnivore diet to cure their Alzheimer's, put into remission. The people who use it to cure their diabetes, how is it not sustainable? There's actually Dr. Anthony Shafee has an interview with a woman who's only eaten meat for 60 years, and she looks amazing for her age, by the way. That's the power of having no advanced glycation end products endogenously created from fructose and things like that.
Put that in B tier, right? There's too many red flags, like I said earlier. There's a lot of nutrients that you can only get from plant foods in high amounts.
Name one, bro. Like, okay, you're making that claim. Now name one, bro. Because I could name 15 that aren't in plants. A, D, K2, B12, EPA, DHA, cholesterol, CoQ10, taurine, creatine. Now you go on. Like, come on, bro.
So everyone is overhyping carnivore diets, but if you look deeply, you find out that 1, they're either on TRT, so you don't count, and 2, they use a lot of supplements, which once again, if you have to supplement with things other than vitamin D, then your diet is obviously trash.
Whoa, well, I don't have to supplement with vitamin D. Firstly, because I get sun. Secondly, because I eat a lot of fatty fish. Cod liver has all the vitamin D I could ever ask for. That's what you get in a carnivore diet. I don't really like the term carnivore diet. It has this really like cringe ring to it. Really, it should just be called the natural diet. Of course, if you want to consume fruit seasonally, that's up to you. But with access to meat year-round, there's not really a particular reason to do so, because you don't really need to put on fat for some famine or something. But your choice. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal in your health outcome if you do seasonal fruit. You have to name a single nutrient not in animal foods that is required for humans. Yet you haven't. You're making this claim with no evidence or reasoning. Again, I've already proven all the nutrients that are missing in plant foods that you need that are only in animal foods. You cannot do the same because they do not exist.
Next, you have a Mediterranean diet. So let's say you're getting a lot of protein, enough protein. You're getting fats, high quality fats, plenty of omega-3s, plenty of monounsaturated fats. You're getting vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. You're getting a lot of carbohydrate, nutrient-dense carbohydrates. And you're getting a decent amount of zinc. And it's also very sustainable because you're not eliminating.
Nutrient-dense carbohydrate is an oxymoron, the way this guy uses it.
So I'm going to put that at the very top of A tier. A Mediterranean diet is very, very good. And
what does he think a Mediterranean diet is traditionally anyways? Olive oil and bread? No, bro. It's seafood. It's meat.
Scientifically proven. I should say it has been shown scientifically to be one of the healthiest diets in the world.
Oh my God.
But there's some nuance to that and some caveats, which I'll discuss in future videos. Next,
okay.
Keto diet, which is really what the Atkins diet is, right? So it's pretty much a keto diet with a little room for carbohydrates the longer you stay on the diet. So I'm going to put it in B tier. It's the same as I explained earlier. Good amounts of protein, good amounts of fats, but the removal of an entire group, which is carbohydrates, is not ideal. Next, we have carb backloading.
Okay, you made that claim. Now give your evidence and reasoning. Because even according to the ADA, the American Dietetics Association, they say zero carbohydrates exogenously is required ever. because again, we have demand-driven gluconeogenesis. Again, we have ketone production. There's not a single usage you need exogenous carbs for ever. And the proof is in the pudding, because we have people who have been carb-free for 60 years. Is the thyroid messed up? No. The thyroid is actually normally in perfect condition, because you take the goitrogens out of the diet, you take other anti-nutrients out of the diet, the thyroid's in peak condition. Again, you get a diet replete in selenium and iodine. Selenium and iodine are really important for your thyroid function. You're going to get them in bioavailable amounts with no anti-nutrients. It's nonsensical, man. The idea that avoiding advanced glycation end products, glycation as a whole, blood sugar and insulin spikes, the idea that that is not sustainable and unhealthy, and letting your body use excess amino acids for the 4 grams of blood glucose you need, the idea that that's unsustainable and healthy is just insane.
Loading. So let's say you're getting plenty of protein, you're getting fats in the early part of the day, you're getting vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, you're getting a lot of carbohydrates, obviously post-workout, you're getting enough zinc as long as you structure your diet correctly, and it is sustainable. So I'm going to put that in S tier, mainly because when it comes to testosterone, insulin sensitivity is everything, right? You cannot mess around with your insulin sensitivity. If you become insulin resistant, everything shuts down, including testosterone.
So why wouldn't you then just not eat exogenous carbohydrate if you are worried about testosterone? Because again, what do we need to produce testosterone? We need cholesterol, then there's some things that's like a direct precursor. Then we have some things that are very highly linked because of the intricacies of vitamin and mineral usage in the body. Things like vitamin D, vitamin K2, zinc, magnesium. These things all help testosterone. Cholesterol, again, saturated fat in itself as the macronutrient is very important. So nothing about carbs helps you produce testosterone. Exogenous carbs, nothing about them.
That's from production. And with carb backloading, not only are you getting all your key nutrients, but you are also paying attention to timing. Timing matters, guys. Eating a big carbohydrate meal right after the gym is not the same as eating a big carbohydrate meal early in the morning or right before bed. The blood sugar response is night and day. Next, if it fits your macros.
Yeah, he's completely right about that. That's true.
You can eat anything you want as long as it fits your macros, right? Bullshit. So let's say you're getting enough protein, you're getting enough fats, you're getting enough carbohydrates, but you're not getting enough vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, you're not getting enough zinc, although it is sustainable. So I'm going to put that one in B tier. The if it fits your macros diet is extremely low in micronutrients, which leads to insulin resistance.
So the Pop-Tart, eat whatever you want, it's on the same as the Atkins and Carnivore diet and Keto diet and Pescatarian diet for testosterone. There's the muscle anabolism argument, like, oh, you need carbs for muscle glycogen, oh, your motor recruitment units, oh, your insulin is anabolic. Yes, I understand those arguments. However, you will be better off long term and still be able to get a great physique. Look at Sean Baker, look at Anthony Shafee, and have high testosterone if you just eat a lot of meat and you go OMAD, so you still get the insulin response. But
distance, oxidative stress, and a whole bunch of issues down the line. Last but not least.
So how would that be on the same as these other diets, bro?
That's a diet that gives you plenty of high quality animal protein.
What's this?
A whole bunch of issues down the line. Last but not least, you have a balanced diet. So that's a diet that gives you plenty of high quality animal protein, plenty of high quality fats, including saturated fats, monounsaturated fats, omega-3s, plenty of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, plenty of nutrient-dense carbohydrates, so that's quinoa, potatoes, right? You're getting your fiber, you're getting your pre and probiotics, your fruits, your veggies, plenty of zinc, and it's sustainable because it's balanced. That's going to go at the very top of S tier. If you want to maximize testosterone production, a balanced diet is the best diet for you. But again, experiment and see what works. All right, guys, hope this video helps. The new testosterone ebook is finally out. How to increase testosterone in 30 days.
I think I gotta buy this.
Make sure you use the discount code, and I appreciate you guys.
I mean, listen. It was a bad video. It was definitely a bad video. He likes to make statements without claim. He doesn't do the 6th grade thing we learned. You make a claim, you give your evidence, you give your reasoning. Okay? You basically are making a claim based on the evidence and reasoning. What really should come first, you should analyze the evidence, make your reasoning based on it, then make your claim. He just makes the claim. He just says, this isn't sustainable. Moving on. There's no explanation needed. Moving on. People would trust you more. Maybe you could even be right. Just at least just give me something to work with. Nothing to work with in this video. I mean, we look at the overall rankings. Again, Carnivore being on the same as the eat anything you want and match your micronutrients diet. I mean, come on, man. Come on, bro. Nutrient-dense carbohydrates. Nutrient-dense carbohydrates, the oxymoron. Doesn't make any sense. And then, of course, the balanced diet, which no animal in nature has a balanced diet. The balanced diet for what he's referencing is implying you're going to have potatoes and plants and things that really will cause issues for people. They have anti-nutrients, they have indigestible fiber. A lot of flaws in this list. I must say, a lot of flaws in this list. The fact veganism wasn't an F tier as well, very surprising when you'll actually just die on that diet. I don't even know how you could rank a broccoli, chicken, and rice diet the same as a diet missing 15 micronutrients. It doesn't make any sense. Thank you guys for watching. As always, if you want access to all my guides to improve your looks and health, access to group calls, and access to the community, click the first link down below. Check out my school community. See if it's right for you. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.